Have you ever felt kind of stuck between wanting to believe in something more and the cold, hard facts of science? That tension between faith and what you can prove? Well, you're not alone. Today, we're going to walk through one really detailed perspective on the afterlife, laid out like a journey. It's for anyone who's ever felt that exact pull between two worlds. All right, let's jump right in.
And this quote, it really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? It's the voice of our modern world. If you can't measure it, test it, and get the same result every time, it just isn't real. And you got to admit, it's a super logical way to see things, but what if it's not the only way? What if we're using the wrong tool for the job? So the whole idea we're digging into here is that maybe, just maybe, some things are literally beyond what our physical tools can measure. I mean, trying to prove the existence of a soul with a scientific instrument, it's kind of like trying to measure the color blue with a tape measure. The tool just wasn't made for that.
And this is a fantastic way to think about it. Imagine someone told you about a place called Australia, but you insisted on trying to walk there from, say, Japan, just to prove it's real. Well, you'd fail, right? You'd come back and say Australia is just a myth. But if you trust a different tool, like a ship or a plane, you can get there. In this way of thinking, faith is that ship. It's a totally different vehicle for exploring things our five senses just can't walk to.
Okay, so let's board that ship. Our journey starts right at the moment of clinical death. Picture a sudden cardiac arrest. According to thousands and thousands of near-death experience accounts, this is it. This is the moment the physical world fades out and a whole new reality fades in.
Now, the very first thing people report isn't what you'd expect. It's not a bright light, it's not a tunnel, it's this: zero. A sudden, complete, and total shutdown of all physical pain. In one single instant, all the suffering just vanishes. And what's left is this incredible feeling of peace.
So right after that feeling of peace washes over you, the experience unfolds almost like a checklist. You feel this gentle pull upwards, like your consciousness is just slipping out of the top of your head. Suddenly, you're up near the ceiling, looking down. You can see your own body, you can see the doctors and nurses working, but you're just an observer, and you feel totally, completely free.
Okay, so you're floating there, watching the scene for a bit, and then a new phase of the journey kicks in. For so many people, this is the most famous part of the whole near-death experience. It's the big transition.
It often starts with just a tiny dark spot in your vision. But then that spot just opens up bigger and bigger into a tunnel, and you feel yourself being pulled, rocketed through it at this incredible speed. Sometimes there's a deep humming sound, and all the while you're being drawn toward this brilliant light way at the other end.
And the light at the end? Well, the way people describe it is just mind-blowing. It's a total paradox. Think about it. A light brighter than anything you can possibly imagine on Earth, but it doesn't hurt to look at. It's not blinding at all. Instead, it just feels warm, loving, like you're finally coming home.
And get this, when you finally step out of that tunnel and into the light, you're not alone, not by a long shot. There are beings there waiting to greet you. And so often it's the people you've missed the most, parents, grandparents, friends who passed on, and they all look vibrant and healthy and so happy to see you. Other times, people describe them as guardian spirits or angels, there to help you on the next part of your journey.
And that next part, wow. This is maybe the most profound, the most life-changing part of the entire experience. It's not some kind of judgment from a guy on a throne. It's something much deeper, much more personal. It's a total reevaluation of your own life. Here's the part that changes everything. Your entire life plays back for you, from the day you were born to the moment you died, and it all happens in what feels like a split second. But, and this is the key, you don't just see it through your own eyes. You see it from the outside, and you actually experience it through the eyes of every single person you ever interacted with.
So let me break that down. When a moment of kindness comes up in the review, you don't just remember, oh yeah, I was nice to them. No, you actually feel the joy, the relief, the deep down gratitude that your action created in that other person. You get to feel the good you put out into the world directly.
But, and this is a big but, it works both ways. For every mean thing you said, every thoughtless or selfish thing you did, you feel the sharp sting of the pain you caused. You feel their sadness, their humiliation, their sense of betrayal, as if it were happening to you right now. It is the ultimate lesson in empathy, because there's no hiding from the real impact of your choices.
So, after that intense life review is over, the journey isn't finished. Where you go next seems to be a direct result of the life you led and what you just learned.
It's like your own spiritual state, your own vibration, determines your destination.
For souls who really lived with love and kindness, their destination sounds, well, like heaven. People describe these beautiful landscapes, crossing a crystal-clear river to meet up with family again, walking through fields of flowers with colors we don't even have on Earth, all while being surrounded by this incredible feeling of unconditional love and belonging.
But on the flip side, for those whose lives were just filled with negativity, cruelty, and selfishness, the experience is the complete opposite. It's horrifying. They talk about this terrifying feeling of falling into a cold, dark, empty void, an overwhelming sense of fear and loneliness, and sometimes even feeling like they're being chased by these menacing, dark figures.
So when you look at this whole journey, leaving the body, the tunnel, the life review, and the final destinations, it all seems to be pointing toward one single massive idea about why we're even here on Earth in the first place.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? I mean, why isn't this stuff just a proven fact? Why do we have to live with all this uncertainty? Well, according to this viewpoint, it's because this life, it's a test, and you don't get the answers while you're taking the exam.
So here's the bottom line, the central theme of this whole framework. Life is basically a test of our character. The idea is that we're put here, in this physical world, temporarily forgetting where we came from, to see what we'll do. Will we choose to be kind? Will we choose empathy? Will we choose love, even when there's no guaranteed reward? That's the test.
So, as we wrap this up, the big question isn't just about what happens when we die, it's about what we're doing while we're alive. Because if every single action, every word, and every thought is basically one of our answers on a final exam, what kind of answers are you writing down today?